What's up, everybody? What's up, my loves? Jasmine Atten, Mystic at the Crossroads, your favorite witch. And as you can tell from the title of tonight's video, we are going to be talking a little bit about the difference in sex magic versus relationship magic, and why the fundamentals, the tools that you use when you start your rituals, how you prepare your candles, all play a huge part. So, do you know the difference in working with, hi Jada, hey Ree, what's up girl, hey Stephanie? Do you know the difference in burning one of these for a love spell? Maybe an attraction spell, maybe a come to me spell, maybe a reconciliation spell, maybe to attract a new lover. Do you know how to work with these? Do you know how to use them? Versus 7-day patchouli love candle or a come to me candle. What is the difference and what are the results that you're going to get? Binding your partner's manhood or womanly parts to you, are you going to get the same results? In my experience performing love spells, reconciliation spells, sex magic spells, because everybody's not looking for a love partner, some people are just looking to have a good time, I've learned that a lot of these different candles will produce different results. Although, and I always tell everybody, magic is an umbrella term. However, the ingredients that you use, just because, you know, catnip or damiana or orris root or patchouli do fall under the category of love, that does not necessarily mean that those produce the results that you want. Hey!
What's happening? What's happening?
What's up? I mean, if I can say, Khayr, I think you are a relationship expert, especially in regards to astrology, which is another very key factor when people are doing love spells. The timing that you're doing them in, the astrological sign, where's the moon sitting, will depend on what you're getting. I feel like if you do a love spell when the moon is in Pisces, you may be able to attract that more sweet, sensual, romantic love. Versus if you burn a penis candle when the moon is in Scorpio, you're going to get some hot and heavy, probably a friend with benefits. Would you agree, Khayr?
Um, that's why I wanted that's why I think Thursday's class is so important because you letting your audience pull you and jump ahead. Everybody want to just skip steps, but they don't have the relationship ain't is raggedy. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So before we even get to which moon, which penis candle, which love candle, do you even know how to be in a relationship? You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
like, what is the magic about you first that you should be in a relationship other than I'm lonely? Jasmine, I want to ask you, what's
Mhm.
the reason these people are wanting to do spells?
Is in a good portion. Uh-huh.
Is it because they really want a partner to grow with, love, and nurture? Or is it because they are lonely?
A lot of it is ego driven. It's not even about the loneliness. They can be by themselves. They can be perfectly fine by themselves. But when you are involved with a person and then they pull away or they reject you, the ego says, no, 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 no. I'm going to have you. I'm going to burn this come back to me candle and make you chase me. And I can't tell you how many reconciliation spells I've done for clients that begged for the spells, wanted the person back, got the person back, and then when they got them, broke up with them, or it didn't work because their intentions weren't in the first place.
That's what I'm talking about. That's what I'm talking about. You run to get a candle, you run to do, you run to get a spell, but nobody did you ask yourself, you know what, I ain't even really ready to be in a relationship.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that ego thing is so correct, but that's the little child in us.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And that's why we got what? what Jasmine loves to call baby kids. There are all these baby kids out here, but baby kids come from baby parents.
Mm-hmm.
And baby parents are people who want to be in a romantic, ego driven relationship, and they'll do whatever, especially magic.
Mm-hmm.
They'll do that. But then when you get in a relationship and you done had sex, like, well, what's the relationship magic? Like, you sweetening yourself up. I've seen Jasmine tell 4,000 women, sweeten yourself up so you can get a man. But what about keeping a man?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and that's a huge thing, because once you get him, what you gonna do with him? How you gonna keep him? How are you going to nurture the relationship? And what I find is a lot of people, they see, this is the big thing. You can't operate in a new relationship the same way you did in the relationship that failed. You can't bring those things into a new relationship. This is a totally different person. This is a totally different energy. This is turning the new page. And when you're still bringing in those past hurts, those insecurities, those unwillingness to compromise, not being able to communicate, which is a huge one, huge. A lot of women do not know how to talk to men. You can't talk to men like you talk to your homegirls. The relationship will automatically fail. He will run away with the quickness. Yes.
Do men burn come to me candles? Who's burning these candles? Who's coming to Jasmine saying, I want to attract love and I want to learn how to burn come to me candle? Who is who's doing this stuff? Are
In
men doing it?
my 5 years of being public on social media and offering spells as a service, I have had one man pay me for a love spell, a reconciliation spell. And when it didn't work, he said, that's cool. I'm going to move on. She wasn't right anyway. And I have a lot of male clients. None of them are burning come to me candles. A lot of them want get her because she's crazy. I'm so serious. Yeah.
So does that mean that men don't want sex magic?
Absolutely not. They want it, but men approach things very differently, very logically. Men
Tell
and
me.
their
Tell me more.
energy, huh?
Tell me more.
Well, a man's energy, number one, men can manifest women a lot easier than we can because they're logical. They set their intention, they put out, it happens. We want to manifest a partner and we're emotional and we're in our heads and we're insecure and and it's like, calm down. So for a man and a woman, a man can produce the same results just by setting that intention as a woman can after she burns 10 candles for 3 months. That's just what it is. We're wired differently. It's easier. I honestly think it's easier for men to manifest things than it is for women because we're too damn emotional. We're too finicky. We're too back and forth. It's going to call me. If he doesn't call me, I'm going to die.
Now, Jasmine, stop exaggerating. That's not how these women out here are. Cut that out. What? Somebody would ask me, they'll be like, "What women are that, Jasmine?" And what would you say?
You know what? No, there's a lot of women that won't agree with me, and they'll say, "That's not me. That's not me." Yes, it is, boo. That's you. That may not be you while you're on the phone with me, but that's you when you at home on them Thursday nights and them Saturday nights, and you lonely and you're horny, and the man that you want ain't fucking with you no more. Yeah, that's you sitting at your altar like this. I hope he calls me. I hope he calls me. Come on.
And the men, we're not at our altar. We're not at our altar like that.
No, most men will be out on another date.
I think I thought you were gonna say that the maybe how men can attract or manifest women faster is because we don't talk as much.
Oh, that
You know,
child. Well, that goes into us, our talking. Remember, we're having a cocktail party in our head. So it's not just what's coming out of our mouth verbally, but it's what's going on internally. Women's mouths run men away. And that's a whole other story. But yes, men do a lot of listening. We talk and talk and talk. Men do a lot of listening. A lot of women don't listen enough. If you listen carefully and closely to what a man is saying, he will let you know what he's about, what he wants, what he does. But a lot of women tend to hear men and they somehow twist it into what they think it is that he's saying, or they want to dissect. Well, he said this, so I think he means that. No, he said what he said, and that's what he meant. There's no black and white. There's no gray area. Men are very black and white, some of them. Us women, we're always trying to dissect and dissect and pull apart the little itty bitty pieces of what did he really mean. But so he means he loves me, right? Nah, bitch, he said he don't want a relationship. He don't love you. I'm just
Carmen said, so are you saying that sex magic for women is because women are insecure?
No, not necessarily. I believe sex magic for women, because that is part of our essence. That is part of our goddessness. I do think women tend to misuse sex magic to try and influence and manipulate a situation to go the way that they want, when in actuality, you don't really have to do that. If you use sex magic the right way, you won't have to burn "come to me" or "come back to me" candles, because what you want will automatically flow into your life. And I'm speaking from personal experience as well.
I want to answer her question. Your answer was on point. I like what you just said. That was me learning. But I want to say, when she said, so are you saying that sex magic for women is because women are insecure? Some of them are. Mm-hmm. Some women have not figured it out yet. I don't know if anybody's seen Planet of the Apes. That the first one of the new series, not the one long time ago, but the first one of the new series, they Caesar could talk. And then he went to jail and got locked up with all the other monkeys who hadn't been in the laboratory. And then Caesar realized that the monkeys was dumb, and then he went and got the smart gas and brought it back and rolled it out while that were in the zoo or in the monkey jail, they all woke up. So those gorillas represent men, mm-hmm. and the zookeeper represents women. Mm-hmm. The zookeeper represents the woman. Not all women, but the woman who thinks that men are still dumb apes. Mm-hmm. And she still thinks that, well, if I use sex magic, that's all he wants. I can just suck his dick, give him some pussy, and then he ain't gonna go nowhere, and I ain't gonna be lonely, and my ego will be full. I'll be fulfilled, and my girlfriend will look at me and want what I have. Mm-hmm. I just want to let you know, ladies, that all those reasons are super fucked up, okay? But they're out here. Now, that's not all women, but that's just some of the women who act like that zookeeper. So magic is at the bidding of the one who holds it. So you could learn sex magic and do it and say, I manifested this X amount of dollars. I manifested this right here. Did you manifest anything for your partner? Mm-hmm. How about that? Since it's so powerful and it's so strong, did you manifest your attitude getting in check? You know mm-hmm. what I'm saying? So you could keep a cat. So that's what this class this Thursday is going to be about. Well, actually, we're not doing one class on relationships, not 2 classes, 3 classes.
Yes.
Next 3 weeks, Mercury's in retrograde in Scorpio. It's got something to do with sex, okay? Y'all seeing the exes pop up. You don't know why. You don't know how to handle it when they do pop back up. You don't know how to handle the current relationship that you're in. Remember why we're doing these classes and we were talking about money? Because we wanted y'all to be able to not be spending your damn, what you say, Jasmine? Spending your
tax return?
Yeah, you can't spend your tax return that gets here in February in November. So, but if you are in a good mental state and emotional state in a nice ass magical relationship, then you put some sex magic on top of that. Then you put your money magic on top of that. Then stuff will be popping off like what Clint Eastman was talking about a couple of weeks ago. Mm-hmm. And you go from a $500 Christmas to a $5,000 Christmas to a $25,000 Christmas and beyond. So we want to talk about relationships and the magic in relationships. Mm-hmm. That is the key. I love sex magic, but how about like maintaining it? Why can't every time you see me it be a ritual? Why can't I just give me some sugar? Mwah, give me a little hug, and had me a little energy. And you know how to act, and I know how to act. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So I know it's gonna be a lot of sisters in this class, but I want it to be a lot of brothers in this class too, so y'all can see. And just that all women ain't crazy, and they not all deranged, even though they do burn more black penis candles than anything else. But anyway, yeah, the penis candles is always sold out when you go to the botanical. They
This
are.
is
Yeah,
true.
they are. So that's what I want people to know about the class is coming up on Thursday. We'll have the site up sometime tonight. By the time you watch the replay or whatever tonight or tomorrow, it'll be up and available. But some of you men, I want y'all to be able to get you a shirt that says "Think Like a King." Some of y'all ain't thinking like kings, and some of you women ain't thinking like queens. So what's your thought process? Like, are you, what's the word? We want you to be responsible before we give you this high level ass magic. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? We can give you the keys to the car. You don't know how to drive like Jasmine. How you feel about that?
I feel that this is so important because with men, what comes out of his mouth and the direction his penis is going doesn't always line up. And what I mean by that is men will present themselves in a particular way. They'll say they want a relationship. They'll tell you all the whatever it is that men say. And then their actions aren't matching what's coming out their mouth, but yet you're still having sex with me. So now I'm confused. And then they look dumbfounded when you get your car windows busted out because you told me I was the only person you were seeing, but then that wasn't the truth, and you're lying to these women. Or you're telling a woman you don't really want a relationship, you're not looking for anything serious, but you're still having sex with her and you're confusing her. Then you wonder why she goes and acts deranged 6 months down the line. You can't do that. And a lot of women do not take no for an answer. When he says, I'm not ready for a, is exactly what he means. He does not mean you can fuck a commitment out of me. He does not mean you can cook a commitment out of me. He does not mean keep giving you head for 6 months and I'm going to wife you. He means I'm not ready for a commitment. I will take the pussy if you give it. If you decide to stick around and get your feelings hurt, that's on you. And yeah, you can burn a candle. Trust me, I've 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 done this. You can burn all the candles, and you can probably get him to commit. But the relationship ultimately isn't going to be really what you want. And if you do get it, it's not going to last.
It's gonna be hollow. It's gonna be what we call wax fruit. That's what you
Mm-hmm.
get. You get the fruit that sits on the table all the time and never goes rotten. And you say, why doesn't it go rotten? Because we painted all the fruit with wax, but the
Mm-hmm.
inside of it ain't nothing on the inside. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? It just looks good on the outside. So wax fruit. So yeah, man, there's a difference between sex magic and relationship magic. So what I want to present on this first class at is something called gender harmonics. I want to give you, it's going to be part one of this relationship science series. That's what it's going to be called. So it's going to be sex, it's going to be love. Of course, we're going to go back over the whole Venus and astrology thing. Some of y'all have forgotten where your Venus is at. So we're going to show you how to, chin check cats at the door, chin check women at the door. But brothers, y'all need to be really more up on y'all's game about relationship science and magic, as well as as well as your as well as your sex magic game. Because you can't just let these women just, you come to her and be like, honey, what we gonna do? Because I've never had a man say, can I have sex magic with a woman, and she don't know about sex magic. But I've heard thousands of women say, can I do sex magic with him, and he don't know about sex magic.
Mm-hmm.
So we need to start leveling up so the relationships can be more profitable. I like
Mm-hmm.
profitable relationships. To me, as a Taurus, profitable relationships are happy relationships.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, "Ain't no romance without the finance." Well, we can go more places and do more things when we got some money. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So yeah, this is lovely. Uh, can
Absolutely.
etheric? Somebody said, can etheric chords get in the way of a successful union? Only if you didn't Only if you came in with cord still tied to somebody else. I really want to talk about that. Absolutely. If you didn't sever the cord, if you're tied a rope around your waist and you want to go dance, I'm trying to go dance with Jasmine, but I got a rope around my waist. What I'm gonna do?
Right. Oh, and
As soon as I got a rope around my waist.
that's such a great question, Harmony, because a lot of people don't realize that when you end a relationship, you need to sever that cord. One, a lot of people tend to forget that candle you burnt or you had burned on him 5 years ago and y'all broke up. Magic doesn't just go away. Just because a relationship didn't work out doesn't mean that the energy and the intention you set with the spell is not still there. I remember one of my first clients back in 2015 when I was still in Delray. She had me do a love spell. She had me do a binding spell. I counseled her. I explained to her, you sure you want to do a binding spell? Like I'm officiating my first wedding on Monday and I'm not doing a binding spell and they're getting married. And I said, I don't think this is a good idea. This client, we did the spell. It worked. It worked too good. It was about 2 years later that she contacts me. She's like, can you please undo it? Can you please undo it? He's this, he's that, he's crazy.
Emotions, moving off your emotions. Moving off your emotions and your ego. She didn't want to take the L. She didn't want to take the L. She could. It was 50 other cats out there she could have got with, but she didn't want to take the L. So let me go out here and get Jasmine.
And
that's gonna be in the class
too.
The
spell reverse because you've got a person that you bind it to that you're ready to get away from, and now you can't end the relationship because he won't leave you alone. And that goes back to like spiritual maturity.
All that's going to be covered in the class too. I got to jump off of here real quick. Please keep teaching, and I may be able to get back on here, but you need to keep talking to them and let them know there's a difference between sex magic and relationship magic, okay? And selfdiscoveryclass.info. It'll be ready in about 2 hours. You need to go ahead and start signing up because I'm tired of y'all waiting to the last minute. If you ain't got your password, Jasmine will tell you what's the deal. If you ain't got your password, stop waiting till 8:55 to say I ain't got my password. Cut that out. Y'all in a little bit.
All right. Peace. Thank you.
Yeah.
Bye, honey bun. Yeah. So for those that are going to attend class, when you register online on the website, it will direct you to PayPal to make a payment. It will then direct you to a second telephone number and it will generate a password for you to log in. So don't click off once you make the payment. You have to complete the registration so that the password gets sent to you. Khayr and I do not have access to the passwords. They are private and the hosting company generates them directly to your email. So you can't message me and say, I need the password because I do not have one to give you. So make sure that you finish the registration. So really quickly, just kind of going back to what I want to really cover, especially on Thursday, is how to work with the appropriate candles so that you're able to attract and manifest the right person. This is cuffing season is coming up, holidays is coming up, the weather's going to get cold. There's nothing better than snuggling up with your boo, okay? And you want to make sure that you have all of the adequate tools so that you're able to attract the relationship that you want. A lot of you know I have a video on my YouTube channel, Mystic at the Crossroads, that is an attraction love spell. This is a beautiful spell. It worked very, very well for me personally that I did 2.5 years ago. And a lot of people try to put spells on the other person. But when you're looking to manifest a new love or maybe even draw in a love interest, you want to put the spell on yourself first. One, it's going to work faster. Two, sometimes some spells can be overwhelming. Some people are very sensitive. And even if they don't know that you practice magic, if a person goes from just meeting you to being overwhelmed with all of these emotions all of a sudden and they don't know you, that can actually have a counter effect and make them start to pull back because it's like, whoa, my emotions are moving a little faster than I'm ready for. So the way you construct your spell, the herbs and oils that you use is essential. I'll give y'all a quick tip. Lavender is very good for concealing your magic. So what that means is you add, and I'm not a fan of lavender for love spells normally because it's a little too gentle for me. But if I want to do a head work, so let's say I do a skull candle on a person, or I'm doing like one of these figure candle spells on a couple, and I don't want the other partner to feel overwhelmed, where it may, especially with men, when men's emotions start to open up a little quickly, they start to pull back because they don't understand why they're feeling this way for someone they don't really know. But you use a little bit of lavender, and that's how you influence the person into thinking or feeling that their thoughts are their idea and not being influenced by some, oh my God, what is this? I'm falling for her and we've only been on 2 dates. So that's a tip for your candle magic. I will cover this a little bit more in detail on Thursday. Like I said, I'm officiating my first wedding on Monday. I'm very excited. I met with the bride this afternoon. I have a lot of work to kind of finish doing this evening. We're doing a marriage candle ceremony. After I marry them, her and her husband will be lighting a marriage candle. So that's something that I'm working on. So I'm going to hop off here because I got to finish working on that tonight, along with these candles for some clients a little bit later. But I hope this information has been helpful. This gives you a little bit more of an idea of what to look for when you're purchasing your supplies, purchasing your tools, and really being very meticulous in your details when you are writing out your spells and picking out the specific herbs and oils to get the results, the specific results that you want. Okay. All right, my love. selfdiscoveryclass.info, Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern. I will see you all there, and I will talk to y'all later.